hello, or maybe like aloha. Just a tropical greeting to you for this particular video today, because you guys, I'm about to share with you 5 of my top 5 painting classes that I recommend you take for the summertime to get you into that like mode of, even if you're not like going on any summer vacations this year or anything like that, you just want to get into like that tropical mindset of like reclining on the beach and like having a nice cool icy drink and enjoying the water and the fresh breeze and the warmth and the sunshine and just all the things that just, you know, makes us like happy as human beings. Or I guess just the things that kind of categorize or just summarize up what summer is, what summer needs to be. So again, aloha and welcome to this countdown of the top 5 painting classes that I believe you should take for summer. Many of these classes are free for you to take and try out, so let's just go on ahead and jump right in. We're going to go through them one by one. So let's go on ahead, and I did make this as a bit of a listicle, is what they're technically, the technical term, a listicle, a list-based article that I created on my website for you guys to check out. I can link to the full post below as well, but I will leave a link to each and every single one of these classes that we're going to take a peek at today. So the first class that would be absolutely perfect for you to take to get into the summer, like tropical vibes, is the free full beach themed painting class. It's like the seaside, very simple, just a quick snapshot of the waves crashing up on the beach. So showing you here, this is one of our free class offerings, so anybody can take this. It's available here on YouTube right now. Again, link will be down below. You can definitely check it out anytime. And for this class, I'll just give you a sneak peek. I do show you the finished product in the beginning, and then we go through step by step. There is no sketching involved in this class, which is amazing, right? We just jump right into the painting process. We jump right into mixing up our own colors. Specifically in this class, we learn how to create and use the color of sand, which is super duper important. So you can even see right here, I actually give you a couple of options. I show you like if you want to buy the color of sand, I show you what tube of paint you'll want to get for that if you want to use that for this class, or mixing up your own, and I show you how to do both options and get them pretty similar in color. So you don't have to have a lot of paints on hand to actually take this class at all. If we even go back to the beginning, I don't know if I show all of them that you're going to need. Just these 3 are the basic main ones you're gonna need. You're just gonna need some type of blue, a white tube of paint, and what I like to use is burnt umber, or you can use brown as a substitute. Just any variation of brown would work for that. And then of course yellow. And then if you want to, I do show you a tube of paint, the type of yellow you can get. I believe it's Naples yellow, or you can get a flesh tone to use as the sand as well if you don't want to mix up your own. But like I said, going back, scrolling forward, we do show you exactly how to mix up your own color of sand if you want to learn how to mix that up on your own. Super duper fun. And then we go on even further and we show you how to make a very realistic sand look, realistic water look with highlights and lowlights completed, all the different values and tones of color in there to again make it look as realistic as possible. And then creating your waves that kind of crash up there on the surface with a couple of different brushes to get your finished results of a seaside scene. So that is just a look into the first class that you can take for summer. Moving on now to the second class, which is one of my personal favorite painting classes that I offer on what's called my Canvas Academy painting platform online, which is where I have a full complete library of classes and courses, all videos that you can take and join to learn step by step how to paint so many different things, from like landscapes, which this class is part of what's called my Lovely Landscapes course. And then I've also got courses on like how to paint a portrait, even if you're a total beginner who's like not really painted much at all before. I show you all the things, I give you all the tools you need to complete each of these beautiful paintings. And again, you guys, Canvas Academy is a full library of so many different classes and courses. We have hundreds and hundreds of hours of videos that you can watch and take and retake again, so you'll never run out of things to learn on your painting journey. And this is just one of those classes that are on there. This is, of course, the field of tulips, the tulip field, the tulips field. So I can show you a sneaky peek into this full class as well. Again, this one is over on Canvas Academy. Link to this will be linked down below as well. So for this class, there is a bit of color mixing involved, where we make a couple of different pink hues, purple hues, all the different colors of the flowers. But I walk you through step by step how to make this full palette of colors here. And then from there, again, this one is no pencil sketch required. We don't use a pencil sketch, but I do show you in this class how to kind of make a preliminary sketch sort of with your paintbrush before we go in ahead and actually get started. And then we can add paint colors to the page. We start out with a bit of green, add that all in. We add rows and rows of those gorgeous, gorgeous tulips, those gorgeous flowers that we love. And these are going to, you know, represent, it's just like the tulip fields that have you ever seen, like, you know, I'm trying to think of, like, there's so many countries over in Europe that are like known for these gorgeous tulip fields. It would be amazing to go see them, like Holland. And of course, I live a little bit near a place called Holland, Michigan, where it's a town that's based on, you know, the country, where they actually have their own tulip fields there that are kind of just a small piece of what the real fields and mountainous views that you might see in some other places of the world. But anywhere you are in the world, you can always check out and appreciate and love the look of tulip fields with this painting that you can create yourself, and then say, like, hang it on your wall and you can look at it anytime you want to see into the tulip fields. So that is our second class. Moving on to our third class. This is another one of my personal favorites, I think. This one is actually very, very simple. It's a little bit easier than it looks, I think, to do this whole complete class. This one is also free here on YouTube. You can check it out anytime. It's available right now. Check it out, link below. So let's go ahead and hop over here and take a look into this class as well. This is, of course, a free class that we can all take. What we do in this class is we do make a sketch, but I show you a couple of different tips on how to go about making that sketch. Like, for example, here, I show you using just the base of a giant bottle of Mod Podge that you can use something like this, like a template, or, you know, like the rim of a cup or something, to create perfect circles that'll be the two wheels of your bicycle as you know, before we get started painting. Then from there, we do go on ahead and do a little bit more in-depth sketching. There is a little bit more involvement on the sketching part on this, but again, we go super slow, step by step. I think it's really easy to follow along with if you are a beginner. You can always pause and rewind the video, watch it a couple of different times. Like, you can even do like I'm doing here. Oh, I needed to see that again. Let me watch that again. Oh, that's how you make the handlebars, you know? And then from there, we go on ahead and we actually get started by creating the bicycle wheels all the way around. That part's really fun with our pencil. Before we go on ahead and take out our paints and start painting. What I like about this class is you can actually do it in acrylic or watercolors. It really doesn't matter which, because it's so simple. Both types of paint will work. I use acrylics in this class just because I'm an acrylic girl. I like using my acrylics. But you can use whichever you prefer. And then, of course, we go on ahead and outline some things in black. Add on our little pretty basket. We can add some greenery before we mix up some colors to use as our flowers there. So again, actually super duper simple of a class. Super nice for beginners to try. And I think it goes well with like the springtime and summer theme because of the fresh cut flowers in the basket. And I just love this. It's so simple, yet I think so effective. Like, this would look so beautiful if you just like frame this and like hung it somewhere like in your kitchen or something. That's kind of the vibe I was going for with this one. I really do like that picture. Going on for our fourth class that you should definitely try before summertime is over is this, again, sort of simple, but very elegant, is this orange and lemon, kind of a still life, kind of based on the idea of still life, which if you don't know what a still life painting is, still lifes are like the classic genre, I like to call it, of painting where it can be any type of objects, but more often than not, it's food, and even more often than not, in the realm of food, it's fruit. So like items like fruit, sometimes flowers too, like fruit and flowers like sitting on some type of surface on like a tabletop or something. Those types of pictures where we've got objects sitting still, right? That's the whole point of the whole genre, is just items sitting still that we look at and then we try to recreate in a painted form. So pulling up this video here, this one is a vertical video, but this is one of the free ones also on YouTube, so you can take this class anytime you'd like. And again, we go completely from sketch to finish. We do a little bit of sketching with pencil in the beginning of this class, But again, I show you some tips and tricks. Like if you can see here, I'll pause and even show you. Like here, we can use like the bottom of one of our paint tubes to kind of help us create perfectly curved lines to create the edges of our lemon. And then from there, kind of sketch out the rest of the lemon. And orange, again, is pretty just much circular, so you can kind of freehand that or use some type of object with curved edges to help you out there. And then we just mix up a couple of different colors. We don't really need that many for this class, just a handful, right? That's another great thing about all of these classes, you guys, that I'm showing you here. You don't need a lot of materials to get started doing them. All you need is, you know, access to the videos. You just need, you know, your internet to pull up the video. Just a couple of tubes of paint, oftentimes just your 3 primary colors, which in this case are usually yellow, blue, red. You might need some white and some burnt umber or raw umber or some other tube of paint to do some shading with, and then just a paintbrush and like you're good to go. That's what I love about all of these classes, is that anybody can take them anytime and you don't need a lot of materials. You don't need to go out and buy a bunch of fancy, like a 32 pack of paints, you know, you don't need that. So always, always, always just use, you know, a couple of tubes of paint that you've already probably got on hand, and then just go on ahead from there and jump into the video, follow along, and you will learn how to create beautiful works of art like this lovely, lovely little still life image of this orange and lemon. And I kind of categorize this for summertime because, you know, this reminds me, again, this is like something that would look really good, like just hanging up in your kitchen. But, you know, it's like summer time, like fresh fruits that you like, you know, maybe you're like in the mood to like make some fresh lemonade right now because it's summertime, right? And you want to make some picture of like ice cold fresh lemonade. I know I'm making everybody thirsty right now. Trust me. That actually sounds really good at this moment. But, you know, this is kind of the image that encapsulates that idea. Moving on to our very last picture that you should definitely take this class for summertime is our sunset 2 ways across the waters. What's really, really fun about this class is that it's actually 2 for 1. There's 2 classes in one. You're going to learn how to make not only a sunset in acrylic paint, but also a sunset in watercolor paint. So if I pull up this video, you can even see the class itself is actually not that long, considering that we're doing 2 whole paintings in one. The whole class is under an hour and a half, which is really good for a painting class in which you make 2 finished results really quickly. So also super duper simple, because sunsets in general, you guys, I think are really the most beginner friendly types of classes you can get. But I wanted to, when I was creating and designing and, you know, doing and recording this whole painting class, I really wanted to make it more than just, you know, the simple let's make a sunset. You know, I wanted to make it more beneficial for you to learn from as an artist, whether you're a beginner or maybe even more intermediate, advanced. Maybe you've already painted a couple of sunsets in your day before. I wanted to make this class useful for everyone. That's why we did it 2 ways, 1 in acrylics and 1 in watercolor. So you can kind of compare and contrast the different modes of paint, if you will. Kind of see how, you know, here's the acrylic painting, see how it feels, see how it goes for you. And then after that, again, 2 for 1, you guys. Then we mix up our own watercolors, which is something I actually love doing in all my classes. Saves you a lot of money and time. Well, maybe not so much time, because paint is paint, right? When you mix it, you got to mix it up either way. Whether you buy them straight up watercolor or you turn your own acrylics into watercolor, which I do think is one of the best ways. It really is a way to save money on your art supplies. Because acrylics can so easily be turned into watercolor just like that, just by literally adding water to them. Water and color equals watercolor, right? And acrylics are great in that they let us do that. So we can go on ahead and make some watercolors out of paints we've already got here. And then play around with them, right? We're playing around with them here. We're learning what it's like to use watercolor on the page and feeling how it compares to the acrylic painting we just did. So again, really beneficial, I think, for everybody to kind of take those 2 classes, well, those 2 paintings in this one class in conjunction and kind of learn side by side, see and feel the difference between acrylic and watercolor painting. Because that is a really important skill as an artist, to understand different types of paint, how they work on the page. And really the best way to do that is to experiment and play around with them for yourself. So aside from that, that is all of the classes that I have curated that special little list of 5 for you to take for, you know, summertime practice. Maybe you want to like sit outside, enjoy the outdoors, and just, you know, like pull up your laptop or your tablet, just have the class videos playing in the background while you just like paint and enjoy the outdoors. That's kind of what I had in mind for a bunch of these classes. But like I said, some of the classes are free for everyone to take over on YouTube. Some of those classes are available here through what I, again, like to call Canvas Academy. So Canvas Academy is, like I said, a full learning platform for artists. It's complete. It's got all the things you need, all the tools, all the videos and files, and so much more that you can download and use on your journey as an artist to learn more and more and become the best painter you can possibly be. And like I said, we have a lot of courses within Canvas Academy. So what are courses? Well, for example, like here's the basics course, right? Teaching you how to draw without drawing. It's a little secret method I like to call. Or you can learn things like color theory, which is super duper important to know as an artist, how to make your own watercolors out of acrylics, all that good stuff that I've already kind of showed you a little bit behind the scenes on. We have our lovely landscapes, which is currently having new classes released every single month so that you're going to get a full course. Just like this, the Sunset Two Ways that I just showed you is part of that course. The Tulip Fields was also part of this course. We've also got some Northern Lights, watercolor class, some mountain range themed classes on there. So many different things that you can learn to paint. Some other courses we have, like learning how to paint watercolors confidently, how to paint a portrait for beginners. That one is super duper popular right now. And again, so many other courses teaching you how to paint so many different things to make you even more like well-rounded as an artist, right, you guys? Because there's never such a thing as learning too much, learning how to paint. There's so many different things that you will learn in every single class that you take. It's not just learning like in this, it's not just learning how to paint a barn, right? There's so many things within that. There's like layers and layers to your learning as an artist. You're going to learn how to mix your colors, different ways you can apply paint to the page, right? Different methods we can use, different techniques. Things that once you're done taking each of these classes, you can then go on ahead and take all those skills that you've learned, that I've helped you, that I've taught you in each of these classes, and take them in on, you know, when you want to do paintings on your own outside of these classes. When you're like, when you wake up one day and you go, I'm gonna paint this bouquet of flowers that are just sitting in my windowsill. I want to recreate that in a painting, and I know just how to do it because I remember these painting techniques I learned in that other class the other day. So, of course, I would absolutely love for all of you to check out Canvas Academy. Otherwise, be sure to check out pretty much all of the classes that we mentioned in this whole video for summertime. Perfect for this time of year to get your summer groove, your summer vibe on and everything. So until then, I will look forward to painting with you all very, very soon.